Y'all, I quit my job. Your girl quit that toxic work environment job. Hi guys, it is your girl Aishaguideme, and I just want to say welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we're gonna be getting into a life update today. A lot has changed since I last put out a life update video. A lot has definitely changed, you guys. So let's get into it. First off, let me go get a cup of water. Little parts. Y'all know I try to keep up with my gallon a day. Well, this is not exactly a gallon, but it's 85 ounces. I fill it up to like right here. So right here is probably like 90 something, which is good enough. A gallon's 128 ounces, so yeah. But y'all, let's get into this update. Y'all, I quit my job. Your girl quit that toxic work environment job. And I quit. I didn't put it in 2 weeks. I just left. Like, I could not do it. When I tell you stress was here, stress was like past my height. Like, the stress was just so much to the point where it felt not normal to not be under stress at that job. It felt not normal. Like, if everything was going well, it's like, no, like, this can't be true. Like, something must be wrong. And it's so crazy. Like, as I'm recording this, it's 1:11. You know how you can see how much time you have on your memory card? I have 1 hour and 11 minutes. The angels be speaking to me, y'all, every time. Anyways, I had to leave that job. I just could not do it. It was just not good for my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health. And I am a preacher of, you have to take care of yourself. Wellness is a big part of why I do social media. That job was not the embodiment of me being well. Like, I was just so stressed to the capacity. Like, I couldn't sleep at night. Like, I was consuming energy drinks every single morning. It did not matter how much sleep I got or did not get. I was consuming energy drinks just so I can be awake for this job. And it just felt impossible. It felt like nothing that I did was ever good enough. And if you feel like that at a workplace, you need to put in overtime to get out of there now, because it's not going to get better. It's not. Like, if you're feeling like that and you're riding the waves and it's a continuous feeling of you're stressed at your capacity, nothing you do is ever good enough, you're putting your best foot forward and nothing is moving, maybe it's time to look for another place of employment, because I'm telling you, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. You may not feel that bad at work, but you're sacrificing your mental health, and that is just not the way to do it. It's just not. So I just left. I called my boss. Well, I sent him a little message through the system we would talk through. I sent him a message and I was just like, today's my last day. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, today's my last day, because he was pretty much kicking it to me. He was pretty much telling me that I just wasn't doing a good job. And the whole time, like the day that I quit, he was like, but you are doing a good job. But I'm like, but that's not what you're telling me. Like, you're telling me to work at my capacity, and I am at my capacity, and it's still not good enough. And literally the last day that I was there, I was like, I'm not even doing a good job. So it's like, why am I staying here anyway? And he was like, but you are doing a good job. Because I don't know why he would try to trick me and be like, you're not doing a good job, and then turn around and say that I am doing a good job. I was actually like number 3 or 2 on the team. So it's whatever. Like, I left, but I didn't leave without a backup plan. I didn't tell him my backup plan, but I already had a job lined up. I've known about this job since February. I left that company in late, I think it was like literally like either the first day of April or the last day of March. I'm not sure. Yeah, and I already had something lined up. I had been planning to leave this job since like October of last year, and I had just been applying within the field that I work in for a particular job, and I had been applying since October of last year. I didn't land something until February of this year. Like, that is insane. So I was going all those months applying for something, putting my best foot forward. I was like, I am not bringing this job into next year. I mean, I did for, you know, maybe two, 3 months of the year, but that was it. I was just like, I'm out of here. I'm not, it was no sense of like job security. It was just a lot. I'm not even gonna go into the details because I'm not about to get into the company that I used to work for, and I'm not about to tell you the company that I currently work for. Just know that I do have a job. It is permanently work from home, so kudos to that. I don't have to go into an office. It's a lot more structured in a sense, but every job has its pros and cons. It's just a matter of what do I want to stick with and what's going to be good for my mental health in the long run. That's just what it is. They pay the bills. It's, like I said, permanent work from home. And I don't have to get in my car in the morning to go to work. I can just hop at my desk and sit and type and do what I need to do. So I am forever grateful. I put in that work, and this is your sign that if you're putting in that work, you're applying for jobs, you're doing what you need to do, you're gonna land that job. You are going to land that job. I know the job market is pretty poop right now, but you know, I was applying for jobs since pretty much October all the way until I landed that job in February. And even when I had an interview for that job, I was still applying to other places. I was still applying, putting my best foot forward. I had recruiters reaching out to me on LinkedIn. This is not sponsored at all in any way, but if you do, or if you can, get your LinkedIn profile set up, get it set up, because I had recruiters reach out to me, and that's how I landed my job. So there's that. So yeah, that's that. That was a big part of my life update, is that I quit my job. I left. I said bye, peace. I was done. I was super done. Another life update, y'all. So I've recently, since I am gonna be working from home and I'm not gonna be in the office environment, I do realize that I am somebody who need that human interaction. So I actually recently signed up for a Fit 360 course at my gym, and that does have like a trainer there. You do multiple exercises while you're there for the day, and it usually can run for like 35 to 45 minutes. And it's anywhere from HIIT workouts to strength training. And then of course they do boot camp on Saturdays. So I am really interested to see that, because I've told myself that, or I manifested for myself that I do want to make more friends, and more so more friends in the gym, just because that's where I spend like majority of my time outside of my apartment. Like, I am at the gym 6 to 5 days a week. Like, that is where I go pretty much every day. And I manifested that for myself. Like, I want to make more gym friends, but it's not anything that I was rushing. It's not anything that I was just like, you know, I'm gonna push you to do this year. I want friendships to happen naturally. I don't like things to be forced in my life. I like things to just kind of flow the way they're supposed to, and then the universe pretty much has a clear view as to how it's gonna work out for me. But I made a couple gym friends, you guys, and I'm really excited about that. One of my gym friends, she stated that she would like for us to meet up and like make content outside of the gym, and stuff like that. And I'm really excited. Like, I welcome all new people into my life, whether that be for serious relationships or serious friendships. I welcome that. I welcome that type of energy. I'm always open to that, because if I shut myself off and I'm just like, no, I don't want to make new friends, or I have enough friends, or this, that, and third, it's like there's so many networking opportunities that I could be missing out on because I don't want to make new friends. And I'm just not that person. I'm always welcoming new people into my life. Retrograde is just intense. It's intense. So it's been a time for me. I've had one person come back to me and they've wanted to rekindle and kind of like move forward with that relationship, and it's just not for me. I'm starting to just be more comfortable with being vocal about what I want and what I don't want, and willing to say like, hey, like, you know, I appreciate your effort. I appreciate that you are wanting to court me, or I appreciate that you want to talk to me, or whatever the case may be. But if this is not for me, I'm gonna be walking away this year. I've spent too many times or too many years tied to things that no longer serve me, and they expired, and I knew they expired, and I was just waiting for those situations to change. I was waiting for things to be different. And this year I'm just not having that. I'm looking at situations for what they are, and it's up to me to say, hey, is this what I see for myself? In the next 3 months, I don't even go into years. Like, I don't even go that far. In the next 3 to 5 months, 3 to 6 months, do I see this person being somebody that I want to stay in my life? Or do I see them being for a chapter? Like, I've learned my lessons that I've needed to learn with this person, and I've left it at that. And you know, he was just kind of not getting it, because for one, he asked me, he was not courting me the way that I wanted to be courted. It was not an let's go out on an official date. It was come over to my house for wine. Come over to your house for wine? Babes, if I give that, please let me know. But whether I give that type of energy or not, I'm not coming over to anyone's house the first time we meet for wine. It's not happening. Like, friendships or serious relationships, I'm not coming over to your house for wine. No, I feel like let's go out like normal people in a public restaurant at a public event, and then we slowly get into, okay, let's come over to your house for wine or a girls' night. I don't do that. That's not my vibe. That's not my vibe at all. So I just made it very clear that that's not what I want for myself, and he was just not seeing that. He was not hearing that. He was just like, you know, what can I do to make this better? And I'm just like, you know, I think we just have two different ideas of what dating actually looks like. I don't go over to someone's house for wine and we call that a date. I don't do that. That's just not my thing. So there's that as far as Mercury retrograde. And it's been other little situations. I mean, like I said, if I'm not being courted the way that I want to be courted, I will let that person know, hey, this is just not working out for me. Because I don't want you to change who you are. I want you to be authentically who you are. I want that for you. I want you to be authentically who you are, so that way you can find the right person for you. If I'm not the right person for you, we don't have to, I'm not gonna give you this whole spiel of like, you're not taking me out on a date, you're not doing this for me. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, we're not gonna get into this whole spiel of like, oh, you're not doing this for me, you're not doing that for me. No. I see what type of person you are. I've identified what type of person you are, and that's okay that you are this way. Maybe someone else would appreciate that. Maybe someone else would love that you are not taking them out to a restaurant and they want to have a wine night with you. I'm just not that person. Like, I'm just not her. And I think I'm starting to just be comfortable with, like, we're not aligning with one another, my love. And it's okay that we go our separate ways. It's okay for me to say this is not gonna work out. It's okay. And it's okay for you to say that too. Like, whoever's watching this video, this is a message you need to hear. It's okay for you to walk away and say, this is not the type of energy that I want in my life right now, within the next 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 months, or within the next year, you know? I'm not gonna keep choosing temporary happiness just to fill time. I'm not gonna keep doing that. I want things that are going to be of substance. I like quality over quantity. I like things that, like, 5 years from now, I'm like, hey, like, that's my girlfriend. I remember the first time we met, we were at the gym and our friendship has evolved. And she's a pretty awesome person. And we didn't rush into things. We let things go with the flow. And that's what I like. I like those type of relationships, meaningful relationships, deep connections. And I want that, and I welcome that, because I'm that type of person where I love meaningful relationships. Like the type of relationships that we have within our lives, again, whether they be relationships or friendships, those can kind of determine or alter how how our reality is, honestly. Like, let's say for instance, if I'm somebody who doesn't have any friends, I'm very isolated, I'm very closed off, and I have a hard time making friends, I have a hard time having those deep, meaningful connections, my thoughts, my feelings, and my behaviors are gonna reflect someone that is not wanting to have those deep, meaningful connections. And I view people as temporary. I view them as, okay, well, that's just it. Like, it is what it is. And that ultimately shapes how I view the world. Everything is just temporary. Whereas on the flip side of that, I value meaningful connections. I value getting to know one another and taking time to get to know one another, and having those deep interpersonal relationships, which ultimately help to improve my quality of life, because my reality is not so tunnel vision for it's not tunnel vision. It's not, oh, well, I don't have deep, meaningful connection friends and people are just temporary, they're fake anyway, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. I like to live a life, a balanced mindset where I love deep, meaningful connections. If those connections didn't work out, they were for that chapter. I had to probably learn a lesson. The universe was trying to show me something, and that's just what it is. It does hurt when you follow up with people. It does hurt when things don't work out. But at the end of the day, I know that there's so much more to come with my life. I know that this is not the be all say all. I know because one thing or a couple of things or many things didn't work out doesn't mean that my life is not going to work out. Doesn't mean that I have to shut down and isolate because things are just not working out in my favor. Doesn't mean any of that. And I'm learning to have a balanced mindset. I'm learning to be more compassionate with myself, more gentle with myself, more empathetic towards myself, because I used to have a mindset where it was all or nothing. It was very black and white. Very, very black and white, very detrimental to my mental health, because if one thing is one way, the other thing is one way. And it's like, life is actually not like that at all. Life is about balance. It's not about black and white. It's about seeing all the colors. It's about the grays. It's about the yellows. It's about the blues. It's about all of that. And it's about being able to shift your mindset and offer yourself a different perspective in very challenging situations, and being able to say, hey, I know that I'm feeling this. I know that I feel alone, but it doesn't mean that people don't love me. That doesn't mean that I don't have deep, meaningful connections. It just means that maybe I need to spend some time with friends. Maybe I need to get out and socialize more. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. And then from there, it just grows and grows and grows. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I forget to tell you guys this. I did land a part-time job, so I am working 2 jobs right now. I have a full-time job and a part-time job, and then you guys know I also do hair on the side. So I am a career woman and I'm also an entrepreneur, and usually my hair business does pick up in the summertime. So I do take some clients, like I have my loyal clients, they'll text me and say, hey, you know, do you have an appointment available and stuff like that. So I'm always continuously growing and learning, and I love making money. I love making money. I love being able to have financial freedom in a sense. I like being able to be like, hey, I want to go out of the country next month. What do I need to do to plan that? Do I want this to be a solo trip? Do I want this to be a trip where I want to be with friends? And being able to have money set aside for that. So I'm a hustler. Like I'm not saying I love to work, but I love to make money. I love figuring out other ways to make money, legally, of course. Other legal ways to make money. And I think that's just what it's about this year. It's about growth and deep, meaningful connections, and being able to step into that entrepreneurship role, being able to balance a career and also have my creative outlets on the side that can possibly turn into being a full-time entrepreneur. Like right now I'm working on an ebook, and I know I talked about it on my last life update video that I was working on an ebook. this year I'm actually really putting in time. I'm actually looking into more resources as to what platform to put my ebook on. I'm actually looking into more platforms to like where I can upload my ebook. I'm looking more into YouTube videos on how to upload my ebook, how to promote my ebook, and that is definitely to come. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on my ebook once I do drop that and I release that, and I hope that you guys can support me with that. If not, it's okay. No, seriously, I hope you guys can support me and give feedback on my ebook once I do release it. I think I'm just stepping into a different woman. Like, the things that used to bring me joy and fulfillment are just not the same thing. Like, I used to have a lot of joy and fulfillment with going out and partying with friends. And my joy and fulfillment comes from me being in the gym and being able to interact with people outside of a party scene. And things are just starting to be different. Like, I just don't even partake in some of the things that I did last year. I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, I'm learning more patience with myself, and I'm just discovering different parts of me that weren't necessarily, I don't want to say they weren't there, but I'm just seeing different parts of me that, you know, I want to take into the new year, and parts that no longer serve me, I'm leaving those behind. Also, I've been investing more into my mental health, just to get a deeper look, dive into a deeper look of being mentally okay and what that looks like for me in this chapter, because what I was doing to mentally be well in the last chapter is not necessarily serving me in this chapter, and I'm working on what that looks like for me. What does that look like? What does that embody? What does that encompass? And I'm excited to see as time goes on, you know, how that will flow for me and what that will look like for me. And I like to think of myself as a flower. Like, I'm growing, you see a pretty flower and you just see one thing, but there's so many roots and so many things that go into planting and growing that flower. And I feel like that's just who I am. I'm discovering different parts of myself, and I want to take you guys on that journey of seeing me in my entirety. I am Aisha, you know? I want to show you guys what Aisha is like on all different levels. So I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for the content that I will be producing this year. I'm just really excited to show you guys a different side of me, different parts of me, my creative outlets. You know, I am a very hard worker. Yeah, and I'm just excited, and I'm really appreciative that you guys are here to watch me on this journey. But I have rambled long enough. My lunch break is almost over. Yes, I'm doing this on my lunch break. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please leave feedback on my video because I want to see what content you guys are engaging with. Again, I said I'm gonna be releasing more videos to show more of me, but it helps me when you guys do engage and say, hey, like, I like this type of content, you like this travel content, you like my sewing content, you like this, you like that. So it helps when you guys engage with me and like my videos and comment on my videos and share my videos, because then I can put more of those videos out if that's what you guys are feeling. But I'm super appreciative of the community that we do have. And again, it is your girl Aishaguideme, and I'm out. Bye, y'all.